To understand the differences between student politics in Bangladesh and in Western countries, it's helpful to take a closer look at their historical backgrounds, current structures, and the impacts they have on society and the students themselves. By examining Bangladesh alongside specific Western contexts, such as the United States and the United Kingdom, we can see how cultural, political, and institutional factors shape student involvement in political life and the broader consequences for education, democracy, and civic engagement. In Bangladesh, student politics is deeply entwined with the country's history and the evolution of its political system. From the very beginning, students have played a pivotal role in shaping national events. The language movement of 1952, when students protested for the recognition of Bengali as an official language, was a defining moment in the country's history and laid the groundwork for the eventual independence movement. Throughout the 1960s and early 1970s, student leaders were at the forefront of resistance against authoritarian regimes, culminating in their crucial involvement in the Liberation War of 1971. After independence, student organizations did not fade into the background. Instead, they became even more closely linked to mainstream political parties. Almost all major parties in Bangladesh have student wings. The Bangladesh Chhatra League, BCL, for the Awami League, the Jatiyatabadi Chhatra Dal, JCD, for the Bangladesh Nationalist Party, and similar groups for other parties. These student wings are often highly organized, competitive, and sometimes confrontational, vying for control over university campuses and exerting influence over academic and administrative affairs. This direct alignment with national political parties means that campus politics in Bangladesh is often a microcosm of the country's larger political struggles. Student leaders frequently become national politicians, and party-backed student organizations are involved in mobilizing protests, strikes, and sometimes even violent clashes. Supporters argue that this system nurtures leadership skills, political awareness, and a sense of civic responsibility. It provides young people with direct pathways to political influence and public service. However, critics highlight the negative consequences: disruptions to academic life, politicization of university administrations, and outbreaks of violence that can endanger students and faculty alike. The pursuit of party interests can sometimes overshadow students' educational and welfare needs. In contrast, student political involvement in many Western countries takes on a different character. To illustrate, consider the United States and the United Kingdom. In the United States, student politics is primarily organized through student governments, campus clubs, and issue-based advocacy groups. Student governments represent the student body in university administration, focusing on student welfare, academic policies, and campus facilities. While politically motivated groups exist, such as college Democrats or college Republicans, these are generally less influential than in Bangladesh and are more focused on advocacy, debate, and organizing events, rather than wielding direct power over campus affairs. American students do participate in larger political movements, protesting for civil rights in the 1960s against the Vietnam War, or in more recent times, advocating for climate action, racial justice, or changes to gun laws. However, these movements typically remain independent from political parties, and direct party affiliation on campus is rare. Universities in the United States often maintain a formal separation between academic administration and political activity, with strict rules to prevent party politics from interfering with educational functions. Similarly, in the United Kingdom, student politics revolves around student unions, which are representative bodies elected by and for students. The National Union of Students, NUS, is a prominent umbrella organization that campaigns on issues relevant to students, such as tuition fees, mental health, and equality. While student unions may support or oppose government policies, they are not formally linked to national political parties, and their main focus is on campus-related and educational concerns. Students in the UK also organize independently on issues such as sustainability, anti-racism, or gender equality. But again, this tends to happen through grassroots campaigns rather than party-backed organizations. These differences reflect broader cultural and political contexts. In Bangladesh, the deep intertwining of party politics and student organizations is a legacy of the country's struggle for independence and the ongoing contest for political power. Political parties actively cultivate student wings as sources of energy, activism, and future leadership. The stakes are high, and the lines between student activism and national politics are often blurred. In Western countries, especially the United States and the United Kingdom, there is a stronger tradition of institutional autonomy and a clearer boundary between academic administration and political activity. Student bodies are encouraged to be politically aware and active, but their main role is seen as advocating for students' rights and welfare within the university context. While students do get involved in national politics, this is usually through independent campaigns, volunteering, or voting, rather than direct party organization on campus. There are several consequences to these differing approaches. In Bangladesh, the direct involvement of students in party politics can lead to greater youth engagement in democratic processes and political life. Many of the country's current leaders began their careers as student activists, and the tradition of student leadership remains strong. However, the costs can be significant. Academic life is frequently disrupted by strikes, protests, and sometimes violence. Students may be pressured to align with particular parties, and university administrations can be subject to political interference. The pursuit of political power can overshadow academic achievement and personal development. In Western countries, the independence of student political organizations helps to protect academic life from the turbulence of party politics. Students are free to express their views, campaign for causes, and participate in national debates, but universities generally remain spaces focused on learning, research, and personal growth. The separation between student representation and party politics allows for a more pluralistic and less confrontational environment. Though critics sometimes argue that this leads to political apathy or a lack of real influence over national policy, it is important to note that these are broad trends, and there are exceptions. In both contexts, the level of student engagement and the nature of political activity can vary widely depending on the university, region, and current events. In some Western countries, such as France or Italy, student activism has at times played a larger role in national politics, particularly during periods of social upheaval. Similarly, in Bangladesh, there are ongoing efforts to reform student politics, reduce violence, and refocus student organizations on educational and welfare issues. Ultimately, the core distinction remains. In Bangladesh, student politics is a direct extension of national party politics, with students playing vital roles in political mobilization, leadership development, and at times, national crises. In the United States and the United Kingdom, student political engagement is more likely to be independent, campus-centered, and focused on advocacy rather than party organization. Both models have strengths and weaknesses. The Bangladeshi system can empower young people, foster a culture of activism, and provide pathways to political leadership. However, it also risks politicizing education and exposing students to conflict. The Western model protects academic autonomy and encourages broad-based civic engagement, but it can sometimes limit students' direct influence on national politics. As societies continue to change, the nature of student politics will evolve as well. In Bangladesh, there is an ongoing debate about how to balance the benefits of political engagement with the need for safe, productive learning environments. In Western countries, there are questions about how to increase youth participation in democracy and address issues that matter to students both inside and outside the classroom. By understanding these differences and learning from each other's experiences, societies can work toward models of student engagement that promote both educational excellence and democratic vitality.